Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for nobody's favorite segment, and it is called the Sicko segment. I almost didn't even have the energy. Powerful King says, yup, he's a draw. And so Drain Bamager's like, this week's collision in Roanoke, Virginia drew around 3,200 fans, outdrawing Wednesday's Dynamite, which did around 2,950 fans per Wrestle Times. Tonight was the biggest collision attendance in a long time. Hangman is a draw. Pretty empty buildings. So it's cool, though. They're getting momentum. Hopefully they can ride the wave of like pro wrestling popularity right now a little bit more. So John Draper says it's the fan base that is ruining the success of AEW. Can't say it enough. Example after example of unhinged behavior publicly like this is just a super turnoff for people that aren't medicated or homebound and just want to enjoy a fucking wrestling show. And so Lucy is just Lucy says, okay, yeah. So in response to WWE, counter programming. So a bunch of this is going to be people responding to the counter programming and all of the little tidbits of news that you guys have heard throughout the last week or so. Okay. And Lucy is like, pathetic fucking cowards. Rather than improve their own product, WWE would rather try to destroy the competition so viewers are stuck with their garbage. Pussies. Now, it's funny how they're like, cowards, pussies, and all this shit. It's funny that a bunch of motherfuckers said the exact same thing. They're not improving their show. They're just stepping on the little guy. It's like this dumb narrative. What do they need to improve? The show is already, and sure, there's always room for improvement and there's always ebbs and flows, but their show, if we're looking at all the wrestling shows in the world, WWE's putting on the best one. Everyone agrees, dude. And it's not just brainwashing bullshit, whatever you guys are talking about. That's what you guys are doing by gaslighting folks. And yeah, I agree with Drapes. The fucking fan base pushes them away, pushes everybody away. So Wrestling Foundation, this guy, it's Ric Flair's burner here. Okay, this guy's like, let me tell you something, brother. But like the first letter of each word is a cap. Because this whole thing is cap. Let me tell you something. People love to criticize Tony Khan. They call him a bad booker. He is, dude. They say he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't, dude. But here's the cold, hard truth. Without him, ROH would be dead right now. That is untrue. That's untrue. That is a not true statement. I've watched ROH from the early days. So is everyone. After the Bullet Club versus Elite Civil War, the magic was gone. The product was a mess. This wasn't the same ROH that built Danielson, Samoa Joe, or Punk. It was falling apart. It was on life support. See, it wasn't on life support. The pandemic really took it out. And it was fucking doing decent. And it was on TV. But it's like 1 million people aren't going to watch this shit. Then Tony Khan stepped in. You got to understand. WWE would have stepped in. AEW, first off, Samoa Joe, before he went to AEW, was trying to procure the ROH tape libraries for WWE. So they would have at least bought the library. Oh, but ROH is still alive. It is fucking a shell of itself. It's not even Ring of Honor. It's just fucking Rampage. But yeah, families still have food on the table. That's true, but some don't, like Slim J. Like, that's the thing, man. People think Tony Khan is making it rain on everyone, too. This is the wildest thing about Tony Khan, that you can just trust me, man. You guys know if you listen to the show.
Tony Khan.
He makes it rain. Like, he fucking is top heavy. Those top guys are getting paid insane money. And the mid-lower guys are getting paid money that they won't see anywhere else, but they're not all on fucking salary. So you're only getting paid if Tony's booking you and he has rights over you. Otherwise, you're just going to the indies and then you're like upcharging and shit for the time, or you're trying to, or when he lets you go, you'll never see that amount of money again. And it's a fucking problem. Does this make sense? He's like, he balls out, but he's cheap at the same time. It's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing. When you get that graphic that says this guy's all elite, you guys ever wonder why there's someone who like is on AEW every fucking show and then they don't get it, and then like 3 months later it's like, oh, this person's officially all elite. That's because Tony went, you're on 6 figures now. And when you're on salary, that's 6 figures plus. And some of these motherfuckers there are getting paid ludicrous money. Not the rapper, like they're the both actually. Double entendre, Luda, right? Both. Luda money and ludicrous money. But the video library for AEW and moved on, blah, 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 but he didn't, blah, 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 blah. He should do something with the video library, you dumbass. So here's Heel Uzi, who posts this guy, Greg Morgan. So again, listen to this same rhetoric that we heard from someone before. The exact same shit, like they all got an email on what to say. They were briefed on exactly what to say. So this Greg Morgan guy's like, WWE isn't breaking any laws by being pussy-ass bitches. I would love for you to call Drew McIntyre or one of these people a pussy-ass bitch. It's not a crime to be pussy-ass bitches who have no confidence in their own ability to produce consistent, quality programming that fans will always choose first. Then why are you crying? You stupid idiot. This is the problem with these dumb fucks. Instantly, the rest of everything he says gets thrown out the window.
Stupid idiot.
Because you don't even make sense. It's not even a good show, and instead of making a fucking show that people will choose first, they're going head-to-head with AEW, and I'm crying because it'll be the better show that people choose first? Then why would it matter if people aren't choosing it first, you dumb fuck? Hey, do you know what else isn't breaking laws? Greg Morgan, having room temperature IQ, buddy. First instinct is to destroy their competitor rather than to simply outperform them. But if AEW was destroying WWE, you'd be like, yeah, man, get them. So this guy's like, it's totally legal for pussy-ass bitches. Look at this weird. So this dude writing shit where every third line is for pussy-ass bitches. Dude, you're emotionally unintelligent and unwell. To write this type of like, you in front of your mirror, this is like shit in your head. Oh, yeah, if I say pussy-ass bitches, maybe Triple H will be like, shut up, dog, and I can be like, what are you going to do about it? Pacemaker? Heart? Bum ticker? Ha, ha, ha. Like, what are you going to do? The fuck would you do if people who work there walked up on you and were like, what, dude? You fucking idiot, man. To have so little respect for their fan base. Whose fan base? The one that you're calling pussy-ass bitches? You don't respect them either, stupid. Actively try to ruin something that was positively affected the landscape of pro wrestling, then embrace a thriving industry and use it to their advantage. Oh, you mean like how TNA and AAA are thriving? You mean like how those things are thriving and New Japan's not thriving? It's dead? And Ring of Honor's dead? So what did they do to go against New Japan and Ring of Honor? Why is all WWE shit thriving? Meanwhile, this shit is not thriving. Pussy-ass bitches can't be arrested for programming and manipulating low IQ tribal fans into rooting for the idea of having only one wrestling company to enjoy because everyone... The problem is that this dude is so fucking dumb that he thinks everyone else is as dumb as him and that they can't make their own decision on what's dope, what isn't, what's popular, what isn't, what people want to listen to, what people don't want to listen to, what people want to watch, what people don't want to watch. It's like, no, not everybody's a dummy like you, man. And then him just pussy-ass bitches. Like, what are you going to do, buddy? So, Lbou, man, he got owned so bad that he looked like he was about to cry by Tyrese Haliburton. So he had Tyrese Haliburton. Ty Haliburton, dude, the basketball NBA superstar. And look, dude, in Ty's room, it's just all WWE shit. And Lbou has him on this show, self-made, and he legitimately is such a sicko that he tries to get Ty Haliburton to fucking go check out AEW and shit. And he's just like, no, and he just shuts him down. And everyone says Lbou looks like he's about to cry.
Huge fan of professional wrestling. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
WWE, calm it down, brother. WWE. I'm a fan of WWE. You heard Cena said the other day. He said he's not a wrestling guy. He's a WWE guy. I'm a WWE guy. I haven't really watched anything else. Like sometimes if you tell me to go watch them, I'll think about it. But I ain't going to do it, to be honest. Like I'm WWE. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Huge fan of professional wrestling. Why don't you talk about
Sorry, I had a fucking package show up with
that a little bit?
WWE.
I want to listen. We're listening
down,
again.
brother. WWE.
I'm a fan of WWE. So you guys heard it right there. And then there was like more to this. You know, Sagano says, bro was trying to set up Tyrese for a segment on his favorite rinky-dink show. And Tyrese shut that shit down real quick. So Lbou's like, so if another wrestling company gave you the right deal to pop up for something, are you allowed to do that? Tyrese is like, yeah, but do I want to? No. Lbou's like, Ricochet, if you're watching this, I think you should call Tyrese out by his name. Bro, you don't get it. Ricochet is a fucking wiener. Like, nobody's looking at him going, yeah, he's lit and his trolling's cool and shit. No one fucking thinks that, bro. Okay? Oh, I'm just working a gimmick. They don't care. It's lame. Like, don't you guys understand that? Who's not back there telling motherfuckers? Like, this stuff's lame, man. And, yeah, so he's like, Ricochet. Like, shouts Ricochet, too. It just shows you what kind of bubble these folks are in, man. And Tyrese goes, I ain't showing up to AEW. I'll tell you that right now. So if you do that, you ain't even going to get a response out of me. No showing up, not showing up. Don't worry, bro. He said fucking nah. He said the price is wrong, Lbou. Oh, man, that is fucking legendary. So, yeah, I got to keep that in the folder for sure, because that's way too funny to just get out of here already. So AEW Neckbeards is like, made sure to block me. So this guy here, this AEW Cero Miedo guy, he's like, a list of bad faith accounts on X that push fake narratives about AEW. And then he lists all these people. Then he goes, not to mention a few of these accounts were also involved in the doxing of individuals in the past with their old buddy WWF counselor. Yeah, I don't know if any of these folks were involved in like the doxings. You know, I know people have tried to dox Neckbeards. I know people have tried to dox Heel Uzi. But what this guy was doing, right? This guy's involved in that shit. That's why he's doing it. So what he did is he like blocked all these accounts. And surprisingly, the Cero Miedo Sicko doesn't have me fucking blocked. Most Sickos have me pre-blocked when I encounter them. And this dude fucking doesn't. So shout him out. But he blocked all these guys. And then they blocked him back, right? Because they don't want him just like being able to creep their shit. Even though you can still creep. But like if you block someone and they don't block you back, you can go like retweet them and shit and talk shit. And they won't even see it, right? So they all blocked him back, and then he fucking screen grabbed each of these names that had him blocked, and then he's like, I smell pussy or something, and then they all, like a bunch of people were freaking out on him and shit, man. It's actually a pretty funny troll, right? But you just obviously can't take people like this serious. But yeah, just Sicko Wars, dude. Just funny to see. Like, it's such a little fucking girl game to do some shit like that, but what do you expect? I don't expect anything from these folks. So my response to the Lbou thing was Tyrese Haliburton is just a casual brainwashed. Oh yeah, and people got mad at me for this. So again, man, lately we've been hearing things like WWE fans are casuals, they're brainwashed, they're a MAGA crowd and shit, right? And that's all dumb as fuck. And even Lbou went on a rant saying, well, I have it right here. You guys remember we brought this to the show. He's like, oh, Paul Levesque has no time for serious black male acts. If you like WWE, then what does it say? Block me, don't reply. I won't read you being defensive. You have internalized racism that you haven't addressed, assessed, or diagnosed. So I quote tweet this and I go, Tyrese Haliburton is just a casual, brainwashed MAGA person who has internalized racism that he hasn't addressed yet and doesn't like real pro wrestling. You know, does that shit apply to him? Fucking clown shoes Lbou? Yeah, so that was pretty goddamn funny. But Ricochet says, imagine wanting people to lose their jobs. Fucking weirdo behavior. And then Thurston goes, and pay the remaining workers less? Brandon, you want WWE to go out of business, so shut up. And Ricochet, I actually agree with Ricochet. I do, you know, like I've always told you guys, like I want AEW to fucking thrive, man. I want all these companies to thrive. I'm here for TNA versus AEW wars. I hope it means AEW steps their shit up. Hope it means TNA steps their shit up. I'm all about it. So I'm with Ricochet, but Thurston piling on like, no, we know what you think and what you fucking like want to have happen to WWE and AEW. We all know, man. You got your fucking passes revoked. We all know. But I am with Ricochet. Like, but I don't know. It's not like fucking weirdo behavior. It's like, I'm sure there's people who are like, dude, if the Dallas Cowboys went out of fucking business tomorrow, fuck them, you know, or whatever. So that's everything in sports. And some people just hate fucking certain forms of entertainment, dude. And you got to deal with that. So speaking of dealing with shit, a wrestler spits at a little girl and her fucking dad jumps up and whoops his phony baloney ass. Yeah, so he spit gum at her, which is like not the worst thing, but yeah, I don't think I'd fuck with that either. So, chat, was that the correct response to that situation or nah? You guys let me know in the chat. Do you think it was worthy of throwing hands? He spit gum at the little girl. I think I'm with him. So Tyrese Haliburton also agrees with your boy Phil Marks. And he started a hashtag or was joining in on a hashtag before. That was hashtag Kenny come to the Fed. Hashtag we make stars. What's all that we shit, bro? Like fuck like you're on a team or what? Tell it. Keep the same energy with Tyrese. Oh, he's just a MAGA with fucking internalized racism. We make stars. He does that we shit that everybody clowns. He's a real sicko. You guys gonna jump on him? He's a real wacko. Or are you just gonna pipe down and be quiet, Lbou? Like you fucking do, because you just suck up to anybody who will give you the fucking rub. So Sarah Golding says, one, he can't physically work out anymore. Oh yeah, so this asshole was like body shaming Triple H, right? And I just don't fuck with it because it's a dude with like a bum ticker. So it's like, imagine you saw a guy with one leg and you're like, oh, fat ass or whatever. It's like, dude, the fuck's wrong with you? You know, that's how I look at it. He's not a quadriplegic or whatever, but his heart's fucked. Like you can't even. And like, we'll be honest, man. Was he fucking doing steroids back in the day and shit? Could that affect? Like, do we have to speculate on all that? He was sober most of his life. He took good care of himself, but he was one of those bodybuilder dudes. Hearts don't do too well typically, you know? So it's like a miracle he's alive and you're just going to fucking. So that's where, you know, it's, again, I'm not one of these virtue signaling assholes. But I'm just like, legitimately, fuck this guy. I think I quote tweeted and said that because it's like, bro, you know, just because like we all know the situation. Right? If it was like a secret that came out later and then you feel bad after, but it's like, come on, man. And like, how old is Triple H? Almost 60, right? Like, I hope I look that good at 60 with the amount of beer I'll fucking drink, dude. The amount of tacos I'll put back. Come on now. So this guy says Triple H spotted on vacation in Greece. I don't know. It's worse. The fact that he's out of shape and no longer as jacked as he used to be. Nobody's as jacked as they used to be, brah. Or the fact that he's a shitty booker. Oh, shit, man. One of these wackos, too. He's got LA Knight in his fucking thing. LA Knight, come get your boy. Right?
Dummy. Yeah.
He's just mad that LA Knight ain't won the strap yet. And so a bunch of people were either like jumping on Hackley and fucking roasting Triple H, or they pointed out the fact that Triple H is a sicko and has had these same fucking trunks for 15 years. But I mean, what guy doesn't have a pair of fucking trunks from like a decade ago? When you're an adult, you know, once you've grown into your man size from then on, like, yeah. So I don't know. And Steph looks great for her age too. Like, what age are we talking there? You don't ask a lady her age, but yeah. And then a lot of people were outraged. It is what it is. So this guy Vinny Sunshine responded to Jon Alba, who had this to say. Alba's like pretending to be media. So he gets butthurt. Peter Rosenberg. This all starts with Peter Rosenberg, right? Who says a quiet room inside where like a group of 20 people are awkwardly pretending to be media. It completely killed the show. It just ended up being blah, blah, blah. And this is in response to like why they canceled the fucking pressers in WWE. And Jon Alba takes offense to this. Bro, you like report for SI and shit. This guy sniffs his own farts. I'm sorry. And like pretending to be media. I say confident. This is how fucking serious these goobers take themselves. It's pretend wrestling. It's like going to the fucking circus and then reporting on what happens at the circus as if it's fucking real, and then taking your stuff and then acting like you're not one of the clowns at the fucking circus. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's like, I say confidently WWE preferred people pretending to be media there than people who were there to do actual work as media. Exactly. Exactly, John. See, John can't separate. These people can't. It's always fucking subjective. There's never any sense of like objectivity. And it's not about fence sitting. And that's why I take the piss out of myself and go, fence sitting Phil. Right? Because I try to just at least show both perspectives, but then I will give what I think. You know what I mean? It's the court of law here at PWT. God damn it. Where's my law? But for real, I try to just at least like give both sides their due, but then I tell you what I fucking really think about it, you know? And I tell you like what, it's not even about aligning. It's just, this is what I think. The problem with John is that he's like pretending to be media. I say confidently WWE preferred people pretending to be media. Exactly. So you're just confirming what Peter Rosenberg's saying. Now look at it from a fan's perspective. We don't like that. It's goofy and dumb. Now, did they probably conveniently do their last one when Brock returned? Sure. Who cares? What were you? They were all pretending anyways, John. So what were they going to ask him? So did you pee on that girl? Like, what were they going to ask him anyways if they're all fake and pretending anyways? Doesn't matter then, John. You're too far up your own ass. So he says turning the tables on people actually trying to do their job is weak and unfortunately expected. You just said that they prefer when people are faking the funk in there. He just said it's a bunch of people pretending to be journalists. Alba, I'm offended. I was in there, or I'm not allowed to get a pass, but like I know people. Like, why are you so offended? You just agreed with him and then went turning the tables on these people. He's not. They're turning the tables on the people that you said they preferred in there too. And for some reason, you don't fucking. This Vinny guy says, do their job. You had questions like, what's your Waffle House order? Okay, now that's fun shit. I like the fucking Waffle House order guy. Okay. That guy being in the press conference says that says everything you need to fucking know about it, right? That's essentially what Peter Rosenberg's saying. Like, what is that? That's not journalism. So Vinny says, if anything, the ones that were there for legit reasons should be mad at people that fake their way in there to ask dumb questions. No, what it is it's fucked up by trying to do a work shoot version of them, and they're stupid if they're a shoot anyways, because it's a kayfabe sport. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb if they do it as a shoot anyways. We know that from AEWs, and then those became butt kissy as well. And then WWE tried to like work shoot theirs the whole time. Like, it's half kayfabe, half not. That doesn't work. That's stupid. So the only way to do it is kayfabe the whole thing, but then who gives a fuck? There's no point in even really listening to it unless there's just going to be moments where Cena's slamming people through tables. You can just do that at the desk. You don't need to go back and forth and communicate, and you can just feed it to fucking Jackie and Kathy backstage. Hey, they're standing by with this person, and then back at the desk, we bring up the people and we ask the questions. Like, we're asking fake questions anyways. We're beating around the bush anyways. So I don't know why Jon Alba, I'm beating this horse to death here, but Jon Alba is just so fucking pompous. I can't help it. And he goes, you nailed it, man. WWE definitely canceled press conferences because it was getting too many questions about Waffle House orders and not enough about sex trafficking lawsuits. And isn't it lawsuit? There's only one lawsuit for sex trafficking. So again, Alba, like, libel, dude. Like, we get you're just emotionally attached to fucking, bro, like, okay, again, I don't want to do a whataboutism, but where are you going after Tony Khan and the Jaguars and all this same shit? And you guys know good and goddamn well, if WWE owned an NFL team and some ladies got graped allegedly on a fucking plane, graped and groped or whatever, you know that these guys would jump all over it and be like, oh, it's affiliated to WWE trafficking company and shit. Bro, they just don't keep the same energy, man. Fucking Jon Alba. God damn, one of the original fools,
just made the list.
One of the OG fools. So again, we have people like bringing Grok into their things. I feel bad for Grok, man. People just bring him into their problems and their low IQ dumb fuckery all the time. People always putting their fucking problems on him and asking him stupid ass questions we know the answer to. But this guy here goes, he goes, Grok, Lenny equals white. He goes, Grok, using the literal definition of the words annoying and insecure. Is more annoying and insecure. WWE fans or AEW fans. And Grok says, based on literal definitions, annoying as causing irritation, insecure as lacking confidence. Diverse sources, Reddit, Quora forums, expos show AEW fans edge out as more so. Their defensiveness, victim mentality, and obsessive WWE comparisons stem from underdog anxiety, while WWE fans are mainly dismissive trolls. And that's what it is, dude. These people have reacted so unfavorably that they've spawned a bunch of wacko accounts that don't really give a fuck, might even watch AEW if like Joe's on the show or something interesting's on, but they're just going to troll the shit out of these motherfuckers, you know, to get the reaction. And because it's exactly that. It's the underdog anxiety and the constant comparisons. So pretty funny. Grok was cooking there, but leave Grok alone. Leave Grok alone. Speaking of being left alone, JBL and Conrad. Oh, come on now. That's not very fair. I don't like being left alone. Not all the time, especially not after I've had a new chew. And if you come to head on over to savewithphil.com, you can get yourself one too. Oh, come on. That's not very fair to say that there's not a healthy AEW, Eric.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
So here's JBL and Conrad ripping Bixenspan for making a career out of phony outrage. So here we go. Let's listen to the digs at Biggs.
I guess all your writers that write these notes about me and tell me how bad a human I am are right.
Shout out to David Bixenspan, the bane of
Bixenspan, he can find a way to, like, if I save a dog, like, yeah, but he pushed him down. He's just a horrible human being.
Can you believe Layfield only fostered 4 kittens? He's got a 4,600 square foot house. There was room for 1,000 more.
What a horrible person. Horrible human being. Going to be in hell below Paul Pot. I guess all you're right.
Yeah, because Biggs pushed all that. Like, he's a bully shit and everything. I don't know. So, yeah, here's what this Cero Miedo guy does. Still didn't block me. Good on him. But he blocked all these fucking people. And then when they blocked him back, like awful neckbeards junkie, right? And then when they blocked him back, he fucking screen grabbed that they all had him blocked and then was like, I smell pussy. It's actually a fucking clever troll. Because, like, look, dude, he got 7.1K views and 245 parts and only fit, like, he didn't get ratioed because he's got everyone blocked that'll fucking, like, talk shit to him or whatever, you know? So, or, like, for the most part. And so, like, it just shows you the bubble paradox, right? Which is what I call it. I've coined that term. Eric Weinstein, you can have that one. So this guy here says, who is the fucking GOAT? Crown him right now. Who is this fucking GOAT? Crown him right now. So let's take a listen to what this fool has to say about Brock Lesnar being brought back to WWE.
I don't give a fuck if WWE cleared him. I want the justice system to clear this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if Triple H said you can come back. Oh, Brock, you come back whenever you want to. What is
Okay, immediately you're a fucking dumbass. And then who's the person who said, who's this king? And then 7.2K. I want the justice system to prove this guy's innocent. They fucking did when her lawyers said he did nothing wrong or illegal.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Jesus Christ. That's why I don't, like... Jeepers, man.
the legal system say, sir? What did the court say? He's still a part of.
Court don't have to say anything because he didn't do anything illegal per her fucking lawyer. So as far as the court's concerned, he did nothing illegal. That's what the court said. Did nothing wrong. Active lawsuits, not against him. Like people, this is what I mean. People just talk out of their asses. And then other people go, yeah, eat king, slay. And then fucking it gets a 250,000 rather views and fucking 7.2 thousand likes. Holy retardant, Batman. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Active lawsuits. What the fuck are we doing? And let's just take this bullshit aside, since you just want to ignore that.
Yeah, and it's civil. It's not criminal. Oh, these criminal fucking lawsuits. Bro, it's a civil case, right? Like she just wants her money. Right? Like she just wanted $3 million. I know that seems harsh to say. And what are you like blaming the victim? Are you like not believing the victim? No, I believe her 100%. Fuck Vince. But if he just gave her the 3 milli, she wouldn't even have said it or blown up anyone's spot. Now we're thankful she did in a twisted way, being honest, because otherwise Vince wasn't leaving, dude. And like other than Roman, what else? I mean, they had Roman Cody. Vince procured Cody, like he booked most of the Roman shit, right? So they had that, but from there, I mean, eesh, you know, we talking like Shorty G and shit. What would be going on? I have no fucking clue. It's sort of good she blew up his spot, but if he just paid her, so like, what are we doing here? You know, it's just stupid to be fucking even upset by this anymore, you know? It's just like now you're kink shaming. That's what you're doing, dude. That's not very progressive of you, dog.
Right? Creatively, why the fuck do we need Brock Lesnar back in WWE? What does he bring to the product that a Cody Rhodes doesn't bring?
Him and Cena one last time. Can never be done again. Both of their last match ever. That's what Cody Rhodes can bring because he's the fucking face of the company and going to be moving forward.
That a Jey Uso doesn't bring. That a LA Knight doesn't bring. That a Jacob Fatu doesn't bring.
And doing a program with fucking Drew McIntyre, which is going to be sick as fuck.
That a Rhea Ripley doesn't bring. That a Bianca Belair doesn't bring. You telling me you have
that Bianca doesn't bring? Okay, we got to cut this shit out here.
The most deep roster of over people that you've had since the Attitude Era, and we're still relying on these niggas who are pushing 50. You already got niggas pushing 50 like CM Punk, but at least he's there every week. At least there's an actual reason for him to be there.
Yeah, dude, because these other folks aren't stars and Vince was fucking things up. And they're not as big of draws as Brock and shit. And Brock can do a one-off and the internet melted down and everyone talked about it, bro. That's why they did it.
At least he actually has good stories that we can sink our teeth into. What's the last good Brock Lesnar storyline we've had?
What's the last good Brock? So the very last one he was in. Like, I hate how this guy thinks he's cooking here, dude. The last one he was in with Cody Rhodes. He hasn't been in the company. What's the last good storyline, Brock? Like all of them, man. Like he's had so many, countless different eras. Which era of Brock are we talking? You know? So it's pretty fucking wild. And then before Cody Rhodes, he was in that shit with Roman where like the ring got flipped upside down and it was part of the I mean, come on, dude. What are you talking about?
This nigga gave us mid. You do not need Brock Lesnar to sell.
He gave you mid. The guy who, when they flipped the ring, that was mid? Or is that like one of the craziest shits we've ever seen in pro wrestling? A one-time thing. We'll probably only have ever seen that one time. Crazy. This is nuts, dude. The Cody Rhodes shit was mid. I just don't know why these edgelords, like, I swear, and this shit just seems like performative and rehearsed. Like, it seems as though he formulated this and they just, like, acted it out for this fucking clip. And he's, like, reading it off a fucking notepad.
Are you sure about that?
That's how it comes across. It just doesn't even feel like he believes what he's even saying.
Out an arena in 2025. We do not need this. Brock Lesnar, all he's going to do is eat up time from the people who actually deserve to be.
When? He's going to eat up time. How many minutes? Since he's returned, how many minutes has he eaten up from other people? I haven't seen him on one show since.
On TV. And I'm not just talking about the Pete Duns and the Louis Kai.
You just said, that's what I mean. That's why these people don't believe this shit. That's why you make the Sicko segment. I fucking Terminator, iRobot level psychoanalyze you fools. Just looking in your fucking eyes. Doug, you just said, well, CM Punk's like 50, but at least he's there every week. And then 1 second later, you're like, you're just going to take shine away from N-words that are on TV every week. You're just complaining that he's not on TV every week. So which is it, bro? Like, why do I got to just break this down? Like, who the fuck? Do you have older siblings? Where are your parents? You didn't have a teacher that was like, well, no, what's your name? Kyle? I don't know what the fuck your name is. No, Kyle, that's bullshit. That's illogical. No one has ever said that to you in your life, dude. Well, actually, this train of logic isn't connecting here. No one's ever said that to you, dude.
Kaisers and the Dragon Lees and all that sort.
Kaisers and the Lees. What do you want? Lee to be world champion? Kaiser's El Grande Americano. He's over as fuck right now. Kaiser will never, ever in his career, doesn't matter if you have... I hate this moronic shit, too, where these motherfuckers think that Kaiser or like Ilya Dragunov's going to be as big as Brock Lesnar and shit in WWE. He's not. He could never be. Even if they strapped the rocket ship to him and were like, go, dude, he would never be a draw like Brock is. He just can't. It's that simple. Accept that.
I'm talking about the actual talented motherfuckers who are actually over on your roster.
Who are the actually, listen to this guy spurging out. The actual fucking, listen to this. The actual talented people, so Brock's not talented, who are actually over. So you mean to tell me Dragon Lee's more over than Brock Lesnar?
Fucking Mark!
What you're saying is fake.
About the actual talented motherfuckers who are actually over on your roster that you haven't had since the Attitude Era. In Triple H, you want to say that was John Cena's idea? Bull. You're the one who said he could come back whenever he wants and that you're open to it, mother. You called him. I don't give a fuck about TKO. I don't give a fuck about John Cena. You called him and said, come back, John Cena, one more time. Let's do it in Paris. You had a great SummerSlam.
Fuck you. You had a great SummerSlam, though, dude. That was lit. Yeah, no, I don't. Triple H didn't call him, dude. That didn't happen. And you just start talking completely out of your ass.
You had a fantastic SummerSlam, and you ended with this.
Yeah, I don't know. That was really cringy and performative and rehearsed. You know, you don't get that at PWT, right? You get freestyles and bars here. So OF model Morgan Moore says she wants to assault CM Punk again after Glasgow incident. So if you guys remember, she was like right in front of her husband and kid. This Morgan Moore OF girl, she was like groping Cody Rhodes and CM Punk and all this shit. And Punk was like, stop. He's like, fucking stop. Like, I will hit you if you keep grabbing me and shit. And yeah, she's like, oh, I want to assault him again. And I don't know. She's just this edgelord OF chick who fucking her money's probably fallen way off. Like what happens to every OF chick after a while. But this English Vato guy responds to this Lbou shit. And yeah, this was him talking about, you have internalized racism that you haven't addressed. And I mean, we covered that, right? So AIR Gold pipes in on some UFC shit. UFC will simulcast on CBS and Paramount. WWE pay-per-views will air on ESPN in their new app. Both deals having TV elements. Tell us what the Netflix weekly numbers already do. The move to Netflix has been a flop. And then I'm just like, bro, don't start trying to talk pay-per-view and MMA now, goofballs. Stay in your sicko corner. UFC fans will not play with or coddle your bitch asses. Yeah, AIR Gold, don't talk about UFC, bro. Like, just fair warning. Like, they will not coddle you. Well, I have the block button. Bro, if you think WWE fans are fucking ruthless, trust me, okay? These MMA fans do not give a fuck, bro. Just stay in your lane. So Vince Russo and Glenn Gilberti were arguing back and forth. So Al Snow's like, please take an objective listen and thank you. And then Glenn Gilberti's like, you guys are grasping at straws to try and find evidence that the show sucks. Speaking of WWE, okay? So basically Al Snow and, well, let's take a listen. This is what him and Vince Russo and I think Ben Hameen or whatever had to say on castrating the marks, bro, about like the WWE product lately, Raw and SmackDown.
Much like Fox, Netflix is going to go, hey, wait a minute. We're not getting the numbers. So I think we're going to pull the plug on this deal. And if enough people, I mean, they've already got Fox, that's already in, let's face it, it's out there already that Fox was dissatisfied with the numbers that WWE drew based on the deal. Mm-hmm. Well, that's already out there. Well, now if you get another one and then you get a third one, well, now these billion-dollar deals, they're not going to happen anymore because now that perceived value isn't going to be there. And let's face it, that's the only reason they're getting these billion-dollar deals is because there's the perception that they can bring you billion-dollar deal numbers. If they,
yeah, perception's key, dude.
They can't.
Perception's everything.
Based on the ideology that you're claiming they do, that's dumb.
Well, see, Al, here's what's going on too, because it's definitely a different business model. And when you look at Netflix and now you look at ESPN, we're looking at subscriptions. That's really what they care about, subscription. But let me just say this:
people to subscribe if you.
Yeah, no, because here's what's happening, Al. I don't think this is what they're banking on. So now they, like you said, now they got to pay for Netflix. Now they've got to pay for ESPN on top of that. Right. Now, as soon as the shows are over, the highlights are on YouTube. Right. People are going to start smartening up to that and saying, wait a minute, we don't have to pay subscriptions anymore if we can just go to social media and see that. I think more and more of that is going to happen over time, and they're banking on the subscriptions. That's what they're banking on.
Correct, but you can't have subscriptions if what you're saying is their business model is.
We listened to this last part before on the show about them like banking on subscriptions. I went off on that before.
Drive the views just to social media. Social media is used again, like I expressed once before.
Right.
It's like the trailer for a movie.
Absolutely.
You go to the trailer. Oh, I don't need to see the movie now. I've saw the highlights. You know.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Disco's like, you guys are just grasping at straws trying to find evidence that the show sucks. Kind of like how Meltzer grasps at straws to find evidence that AEW is great. It's the same shtick at opposite ends of the bell curve. And then Russo says, bro, let me tell you, bro, the absolute fact that Netflix USA are losing viewers, bro, because more and more people are figuring out that WWE Raw SmackDown doesn't warrant 4.5 hours of their time every week, bro. So, bro, so they're just catching clips on social media, which you yourself has claimed 100 times. Tells you that the show sucks. The problem you're dealing with, Glenn, is that you, like many others, have lowered their bar, which has allowed WWE to be below average at best. Yeah, Vince, that's everything. Look at the shit they upload to these streaming services. Some of these shitty ass shows, right? Everyone's bars are lowered, dude. You want evidence, sit there and watch both shows every week in their entirety, which you admit you never do. And bro, send Triple H your resume already, bro. Enough of your foolishness. And then Disco says, the fact is, if Netflix is ecstatic with the numbers and the attendance is still super strong, so your shtick is the same as some random fan on sports talk radio that hates the team regardless of the data, it won't change anything. Yeah, pretty much. So Switchblade was responding to Baydala, who, what, did he block me? Or did he limit who can see? So I'm not allowed to see his fucking posts. He limited it. I don't know. Unfortunate. But Switchblade was like, WWE did all this just to shit AEW. Why would TKO want multiple suitors so they can create bidding wars? Oh, this has to do with the TNA stuff. Whatever. Baydala blocked me out, so I guess we can't see that shit. It's been 8 months with barely anything new in the Raw SmackDown vaults, huge gaps, whole years missing. We want the full archive. And my whole thing is that I had people get mad at me, and I quote tweeted this, and I was like, no, we don't. Like, nobody's sitting there rewatching every fucking Raw in order right now. And if you are, like, Godspeed, but just one person isn't enough to fucking justify, or like, okay, let's say 10 of you, I get 100 likes and then 10 of you are like, no, I still fucking watch. Like, that doesn't justify making a whole network just to have content sit there. And then what drives people to go watch shit on the Vault? What drives people to go watch shit on the Vault? What's the point of uploading on there? You can just look it up. Oh, if I want to see that, I can just look that up on the fucking network or whatever. So no, they want you to fucking go to their social media and run their social media numbers up and their fucking YouTube numbers up and stuff. And they do that by having these Vault channels, and the ECW Vault is going to hit like crack too. And all I'm saying is that, like, people need to start accepting this shit, that like having all the content, like, you don't need all the content. All the key shit is on Netflix. If there's any match, okay, someone said to me, they're like, I'm watching 2007 Raw. I'm like, yeah, you don't need to see the Spirit Squad wrestle. Like, no one's clamoring to see that. He's like, I want to see the 15th anniversary show. And I was like, no, you don't. You want to watch the Gimmick Battle Royal? Here it is. Like, you can just Google that match. It's already uploaded. Every match is uploaded. What match do you want to see? Rock Hogan, uploaded. It's all there, dude. And I do it too. Like, if Netflix just removed all the WrestleManias, I'd be pissed. Like, I'm watching the Rumble and then Mania in order, just in spare time. I'll watch it in chunks. Sometimes I'll throw on one match and then I'll fucking, I got to do something, get up and walk away. But, so I would be pissed in that regard, but I could just look up, like, if you're that desperate to see any wrestling match or even show, I guarantee it's uploaded, especially the territories and shit. People are like, all the old territory stuff, bro. People have just ripped that shit and put it on YouTube. The WCW Vault has like every Thunder and people are like, I wanted to watch old Thunders or what? Like, no one's watching old fucking Thunders, dude. Well, I am at bedtime and shit, but it's like, you don't watch them. It's just like it's just bad wrestling. You can shut your brain off. You don't need to watch them in order, and fucking anyone of note is uploaded. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe people agree with me on that. Maybe people disagree with me on that. I don't give a fuck either way. But yeah, we don't need the content just to sit there. We had it so good. The numbers don't justify just having it all sit there. Right? When they make a big deal out of it and go, here, we launched a whole WCW YouTube, the numbers go crazy. Hundreds of thousands, millions of views on some of the shit that was probably getting thousands or tens of thousands of views sitting on the network and in these full complete libraries, because it's just too much content for the amount of people that want to watch it all at their fingertips. You can't possibly watch it all. If you upload it in increments and promote it in different ways, then you get a bunch of eyeballs. And that's the thing too. How many times are you on fucking Netflix and you're scrolling and you're like, oh, no, there ain't shit. But then you like go over to someone's house and then fucking like, oh, this movie's on. It gets thrown on. You have no say in the matter. And you're like, oh, that was good. And you wouldn't have watched it otherwise. So now imagine that on the fucking, when they upload, like, here's the Dungeon of Doom versus Hogan and Macho Man or whatever from WCW on the Vault. That's something that if it was just sitting there cataloged in the network, you'd probably just scroll past and go, all right, I know that one. I ain't gonna watch. You know what I mean? So that's why they do it. Just accept that. It's because of you fickle ass motherfuckers. So again, Lbou's just like a real dumb bastard. Making pancakes. What do these air bubbles mean? Did I do something wrong? Like, bro, first off, that's the thinnest pancake I've ever seen. The butter is drowning around the rim of what should be a fluffy pancake. Like, look, it's over the curve. It's like over the shoreline of the fucking pancake. Like that, it's supposed to be fluffy and thick enough to where the butter can't go over the thing, and it's cooked to shit. It's probably black on the other side, and it's just bubbling profusely. And he ruined a perfectly good nonstick pan here. This guy here says this is where you're supposed to throw it in the oven at 450 for about 20 minutes. Let it get real fluffy in the inside. Throw in an egg for a real surprise, though. And he says, I'm gonna try it next time, bro. There's no way. You think he was being for real? I bet he for real was like, oh, I'll do that. Oh, yeah, let me try that, dude. That's crazy. I just flipped my pancakes. Holy shit. Yeah, this lady here, Jessie Davin, Jessie the Buckeye says, batter is too thin, add more mix. Exactly. The fuck? Thin ass fucking pancake. Lbou fucking cooking. Never cooks, bro. Lbou never cooks. So AEW Defender says, what's wrong with WWE? You can't fight your own war. You got to use NXT and TNA, letting something you don't care about take the beating. You wanted war, so fight it yourselves without a part-timer if your writing room has what it takes. Yeah, I don't know. I can't respond to the same thing. They all got the same email. Like, okay, say that their creative's bad and that they're pussies, you know? What other way can I reiterate that that's such a dumb fucking take on this whole thing? So AEW blog is like, WWE and TKO want to monopolize the industry. They hate the fact that there are millions of people who no longer watch their products. They hate the fact that there are millions of people enjoying and watching AEW. Millions? Jesus. They hate the fact that AEW exists. They hate the fact that AEW have $1 million gates for their pay-per-views. Dude, $1 million gates are nothing to WWE and UFC and TKO shit in general. $1 million is like, would be a colossal failure to them. The other thing is that I don't think they hate shit. I think you guys, like the sickos, hated on WWE so much. And everyone says, oh, well, it started when Triple H called them a pissant company. No. What happened was Vince McMahon let Sami Zayn bring AEW up on their television, and he didn't even shit on them. And that's something Vince didn't have to let him fucking do. Vince didn't have to ever even acknowledge AEW. And Vince had Sami Zayn bring it up. Oh, you want to talk about AEW? And the crowd erupted. And everyone's like, oh, shit. And then Jericho started talking shit, saying, oh, I think Dynamite will beat Raw. That's the first blow. And then that's when Triple H said, Vince will buy that pissant company. So again, they just have this whole thing made up in their minds where this quote unquote war started when Triple H. No, dude. Tony Khan partnered with TNA, went, and these guys, oh, pussy ass bitches are pussy ass bitches. Meanwhile, Tony Khan partnered with TNA, went on their TV, not even his own. He was such a pussy ass bitch, according to that one guy. Why aren't you calling Tony a pussy ass bitch? He went on TNA's TV to talk shit to WWE. He wouldn't even do it on his own TV. So, like, what's a pussy ass bitch, man? Y'all are just fucking cooked, crying. So Con Man is like, he says, this has to stop, which is like super dramatic. The Con Man, whatever. Now, a bunch of like fucking redacts jumped all over Con Man, though, too. And Con Man, like, I disagree with him. He's like, simple. It's awful for fans of pro wrestling to be all out. And he's just like, it's awful for fans of pro wrestling for them to go head to head. Now, that's his opinion. It's a fucking dumb, bad one, but that's his opinion, right? Now, people are like, oh, but you like it when fucking, yeah, like I just saw so many people like, oh, but it's okay when one company does. No, when has Conman ever said that ever? Man, you guys, like, the wackos are doing the same thing. I see a lot of people out there who do the same thing where they blanket fucking, like, they have arguments with other people and then they blanket apply it. Dude, Conman is one of those influencers shown in front of WWE Raw after every PLE of him reacting to their shit. He's literally on WWE TV like fucking more than Cross has been lately. But he's one of those guys. Like, they show his reactions almost every time on WWE TV. He's in the crowd sitting behind Michael Cole and shit. Him and that Santi Zap guy, they're hanging out. Like, they go to all these WWE shows. He just doesn't like the head-to-head shit. Now, why? Why would this guy not like the head-to-head shit? Well, let me explain it, okay? Because he gets free tickets to all these shits, so he's got to miss some shit to go to some other shit. I'll be at All Out. It's because he's already got the ticks, man. It's already a write-off. He already got sent the fucking media thing or whatever, right? And so to him, like, yeah, I don't agree with his assessment whatsoever. But the way people were treating him like he's this fucking sicko, no, bro, like he's a fucking wacko. And I saw some accounts, I saw some people who had like no followers who were like, oh, he blocked me and shit. Yeah, you have no fucking followers. Like, this guy's got like 30K followers or some shit. I don't even know. He probably has me blocked. Like, let's look right now. You know, the motherfucker probably has me blocked. Everybody fucking does. Let's look it up. Conman. Let's see. Conman167. No, I'm not blocked. He has almost 30,000 subs or followers on X. So it's like, yeah, bro, if you have 200 followers, if you're someone with like fucking 500 followers or whatever, or 100 followers or 50 followers, he's going to block you. Okay. Like, he's not going to listen to you talk shit about him when like he's on WWE TV every other fucking week. You know, he's not a sicko like that. He's just being like triggered because he can't get tickets to both. He's going to have to like turn down, or maybe he's a bigger AEW fan, but who gives a fuck? You've never seen Conman be like, oh man, Tony Khan's superior. Like, I don't think you can dig up tweets like that from this guy. And he's known for, oh, you're just one of these shill WWE guys who is an affiliate and they put him on TV, so you shill for them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's majorly known as. I don't know. Twitter and then like YouTube communities, I guess, are just two different things, you know? But this fucking killed me. And then a bunch of people just stole this joke and ran with it, but that's how the internet fucking works, you know? But because I was going to make the exact same joke, but what I do is typically I will look at fucking, if something really pops me or if I see something, I will look at the comments just to see, did anyone else say this? Right? But everyone was thinking this. Ricochet goes, I'm going to start using the Rico-shooter. Because Taz is like, so Bret Hart said recently in an interview about today's current wrestlers, they'd all be a lot better if they copied me more. So Ricochet says, I'm going to start using the Rico-shooter. And I was going to be like, yeah, is that where you stick your finger up your opponent's ass or whatever? Or is that where you stick your finger up your own ass? And yeah, Stone Toad 316 goes, is that where you shoot your fingers up the opponent's ass? And I mean, fuck, dude, that is just destroyed, man. That's so funny. He's never going to live that shit down. So this was funny too. AIR Gold, of course, popped here for this. This Nina lady says, WWE is going to bring you down and close shop. Can't wait. Just so vicious. And then Tony Khan goes, he puts this fucking Kirk Star Trek gif and it says, that will be the day. Sir Patrick Stewart. But then someone pointed out, well, Niccolo Piccolo points out, he's like, Paramount owns Star Trek. And then Paramount just did a huge deal with UFC, TKO, so that's funny. But then at the same time, someone pointed out, they're like, this scene, they're minutes away from their ship and shit being fucking destroyed and the Empire like falling down or whatever the fuck. So it's just hilarious that Tony, it's like a triple whammy So Matt Kuhn Music says right now perception is that WWE is way more concerned about AEW than AEW is concerned about WWE, and that's a great look for AEW and a bad one for WWE. Sun Tzu would be ashamed of their tactics. And then I just quote tweet this, or I screen grabbed it, and I'm like, Tony, just give this guy a job. When the exact opposite was true, it wasn't a good look. You cried. Like when the perception was the exact opposite, Matt Kuhn was crying like Nancy fucking Kerrigan. And so John Draper posts this. He says, I'm never leaving this place, not ever. And so here's Lbou just getting fucking owned again. So this Natalie girl, I3, says his show is called Secular Talk. I don't know what to tell you. So here's the thing too. Lbou, like in this conversation, this is the thing, man. Lbou's a dumb guy. Like we see it with the pancake thing. We see it with his takes. We see it with the way he's like, yo, Ricochet hit up Tyrese. Tyrese is like, I won't even accept a call from Ricochet. What are you doing? Like, don't do it, please, because this is fucked up. Like, don't start rumors. Like, nah, he's a dumb guy. He doesn't know how to read a room and shit. He lacks self-awareness, and this proves it right here. So I don't know what's going on here, but he doesn't understand, I guess, what secular talk means. He doesn't understand what the word secular means. So this lady's like, his show is called Secular Talk. I don't know what to tell you, laughing. And then Lbou goes, fair, like in response. Oh, that's fair. But above, whatever they're talking about is like, he doesn't understand. He's like, I don't get why, whatever. He doesn't understand what secular means or whatever, right? So then this guy goes, you're stupid if you believe in any of that bullshit. I'm sorry. You're a gay man. Like every religion wants you dead. Why cape for it? And then Lbou goes, I am not a gay man, LMFAO. And then this guy goes, oh, you look like one in your profile pic. Oh my God. That shit's fucking hilarious, man. Oh, sorry. Like, you look like one, dude. Sorry. That is fucking brilliant. And then I think there was like a follow-up to that, or maybe not. Maybe not, but yeah, that is just too good. You look like a gay dude in your picture, dude. He totally looks zesty and sus. So Ava is dealing with some wackos. This account here on Facebook, I think, Dog Community, says, sad news. 15 minutes ago, Dwayne Johnson's family heartbrokenly announced that Johnson's daughter, Ava Rain, was in a serious car accident on her way home. And then they like AI'd pictures of her in the hospital and The Rock crying and shit. And it's just a completely made up story. And Ava's like, there's such a special place in hell for people who do stuff like this. Y'all are so weird. Moving along here. Solomonster. So here's Solomonster. Now he's one of the dudes who blocked me like first thing in the IWC. He fucking blocked me. He like dissed my shit and then blocked me. But to be fair, I was like, this dude has the worst fucking takes ever. And he still does. He's still O for life. Now let's listen to him freak out about WWE aggressively counter-programming AEW. Let's hear Solomonster sound off. Get it, guys?
The talk about competing directly with Dynamite on Wednesdays, but using TNA as a pawn to do so is very...
Oh, man. I fucking can't stand these redacts. There's no talk about them. Anybody who's saying, oh, there's talk of them going to Wednesday. No, there isn't. They just told Alba they're open to going to Wednesday, but they're not looking to go to Wednesday. They're not being used as a pawn by WWE. If anything, they're waiting till Bound for Glory. I've said this 100 fucking times. Phil don't miss, or like right before, maybe they might announce it, but I'm assuming Bound for Glory. They make they love to do announcements, and at Emergence, they did the contract signing. They love doing shit like that in TNA. So I think BFG will get the fucking announcement. A part of it is seeing what AEW does if they pull the trigger on like, hey, Collision's just going to Thursday. Like that could happen any fucking week. It already is happening. Collisions on Thursdays. The play could just be go on Thursdays and take this Collision shit out. Like they're not worried about Dynamite, bro. Okay. And so again, this is just a misinformed fucking opinion, just right off the rip.
On brand for WWE. Because for all the people who love to say, well, Tony took the first shot. Tony called Nick Khan the con man from Connecticut years ago on TV. And he called WWE the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. You wanted competition, now they're competing. No, that's not what they're doing here. Tony Khan ran his mouth, and it's okay for WWE to punch him right back in the mouth if they want to. That's fine.
That's what this is. So now you are gatekeeping what's okay. Oh, yeah. So, man, he said, fuck you. So the only acceptable response is fuck you back. So now you're inventing the rules of what's acceptable, the rules of war. All is fair in love and war. You don't know shit, bro. Shut the fuck up. Or else PWT's going to war with your show. Let them know. No. Flutes in the chat. You have a bigger army, but we're more intelligent. We're more strategic here at PWT, okay? But no, you don't get to make up the rules of war, brother. You don't get to go, hey, man, I mean, if they want to punch him in the mouth, that's cool, but you can't punch him in the mouth with a right hook. You can only do it with a fucking jab, bro. You're not allowed to use uppercuts, though. Nah, bro, they started a fucking fight, and WWE's going to finish it. That's all it is. They fucked around. They found out. That's what it is. So you don't get to dictate like how they respond. Triple H just isn't going to bring them up ever. None of them are going to bring it up ever. They're just going to fucking win with success, like Cody Rhodes said.
Fine. Even though people do seem to forget that Triple H is the one that fired the first shot, technically, by calling AEW.
No. WWE brought AEW up on Raw. They didn't have to do that. Or vice versa. However I said that. I'm tired, okay? WWE brought AEW up. I think I said that correctly. On Raw. And then what happened was Raw or AEW was doing its thing, and they moved NXT over to Wednesday, and Billy Gunn was in the company already. You guys are like, oh, the Pissant company was the first shot. No, it wasn't. Jericho and these other folks were doing interviews saying it's going to be WWE and shit. Oh, it could do better than Raw and stuff like that. Billy Gunn was in the company when he went and did that Hall of Fame shit. He was signed to fucking AEW, and the show was already on the air. I believe it was like after the first couple shows, or the first show, or right. It was like right after like the first two fucking shows, Jericho saying it could beat Raw in the ratings. It was like right at the beginning, man. So I don't know, dude. That's up for debate.
Pissant company at the Hall of Fame. But find me where Tony Khan ever counter-programmed WWE the way the WWE does to AEW. Find me any example of Tony Khan going out of his way.
Yeah,
even if it is
6 months. That's the quote. In 6 months, we'll be bigger than Raw. So when was that? 6 months into the company? When was the Hall of Fame? Someone just research it. Ask fucking Grok. What date did Jericho say that quote? And then what date did Triple H say the pissant thing? And even if Triple H said it first, I almost guarantee we can dig up the pot shots being taken. BTE, being the elite, were taking pot shots at WWE as well, leading into the fucking creation of All Elite Wrestling and stuff. So, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Jericho said that shit first, and all WWE ever did was bring up AEW during that Sami Zayn segment. And they didn't bury it or anything. He was just like, it would almost put them over. They didn't even have to do that. How many people went and Googled what the fuck AEW was after that? You know?
Detriment of his own business to directly compete with WWE in a way that is intended to harm.
Yeah, F the revival, FTR, that whole fucking thing, man. Even Moxley was cutting promos like, oh, I have to roll the dice on myself. AEW Double or Nothing. It was the 2 dice. He broke out of the fucking prison. He debuted in Vegas or whatever the fuck, or wherever they were for that show. I mean, the shots were happening with Moxley was still in the company and shit. He was making. So I don't know, dude. It really just depends what you count as the first shot, I guess.
Company. Trash talking
and
is
that's
one
the
thing.
When two dudes get in a fucking fight, it's not always about who threw the first punch, you know? When 2 kids get in a fight in the playground, when the teachers run up, they don't know, they're not looking at who threw the first fucking punch, and they just hear a bunch of noise, a bunch of kids going, oh, he started it, blah, blah, blah. And they just make a decision based off what, you know, and that's what people are fucking doing. And they're deciding WWE's better and they fucking are in the right by going at AEW. I think en masse, most people agree WWE's okay with what they're doing, man. AEW had it coming.
It could be fun, right? That's fine within reason. Competing for the same talent is one thing, which is absolutely what WWE and AEW do, and TNA and every other major promotion. This is something completely different that we have not seen since WCW was around. And honestly, this is worse.
Why is it worse?
This is worse.
No, it's not.
But this is a company in WWE.
No. It's not worse. Lex Luger walked out of a company they didn't even know. They had someone throw their fucking world title in a trash can. At least like rehearse your shit better, dude.
Yeah.
At least like have facts if you're gonna fucking talk shit. I'm okay with shit talk, Solomonster, but they threw the women's title in the fucking trash. They got sued over, hey, you're playing characters we invented and shit. They actually beat WWE in the ratings. They were spoiling the finishes to matches on commentary and shit. So no, this isn't worse, bro.
Behaves like it has an axe to grind. It's either that or they feel directly threatened by AEW's existence. And I don't honestly believe that WWE thinks they're in any real jeopardy
Rhodes smashing the throne. That wasn't a shot.
Of ceding their market share, in the industry to Tony Khan and to All Elite Wrestling. This feels personal. When Dynamite first premiered, Triple H had one job with NXT, which was to extinguish the flame. That's what Vince McMahon wanted Triple H to do with NXT. When they went head-to-head with AEW, extinguish the flame, and he failed. Vince McMahon was not happy about that because it allowed them to gain a foothold. And since they draw from the same pool of talent, that meant that if they wanted to retain some of their existing talent.
Bro, people give way too much credit to AEW for that shit. I'm telling you guys, the speaking out shit fucked up Triple H. He got in a bunch of trouble from Vince for that. And that's why there's beef, because look at what happened to Vince and what he was doing. I know I've said this on the show, but if you're just listening for the first time, or if this is your first time hearing me in clip form, okay, the NXT UK shit had a bunch of the Me Too guys or the speaking out guys. Triple H was, they were, a lot of the guys involved in that were like the plugs. It's like Chase and Rance in Florida. Triple H was going through people in the UK for things, and a lot of people got fucking wrapped up in that whole thing, and Vince lashed out because of that. It wasn't just AEW, man. Vince legit doesn't pay attention to shit like that. He let Sami Zayn go, say AEW on Raw, okay? He like built them up almost so he could topple them eventually. Vince is a fucking sick fuck and he likes to play with his food. He got kicked out of WWE before he could eventually get the pissant company, Yes, AEW is a factor in that, but it's not the only thing, and people just chalk it all up to AEW beating NXT in the fucking ratings. It's not just that. That's one part of it, but that whole speaking out shit got Triple H a lot of heat, even though he didn't do anything wrong. And that's why there's family heat. And that's why Vince is like, I wasn't even invited to the Hulk Hogan thing, pal. And he's upset about that because Triple H, when the shit came out about Vince, Triple H was like, bro, after you fucking scolded me for all that shit, or maybe I'm just making that all up, but I don't know. I think I'm pretty spot on with that assessment.
Or to sign new talent, they would have to compete financially, which is why you ended up hearing stories about people like fucking Dax and Cash and the Good Brother, all these people being offered, six-figure deals that were in the high six figures that otherwise, believe me, they would not have been offered. WWE was throwing money at people specifically to prevent them from going to AEW.
Yeah, now that's true. There's a good facts. That's a good point. And Tony Khan was scooping people up for crazy money specifically so he could get them from WWE, like Mox, and to keep them like Jericho. Because WWE picked up the phone. That's, again, they let Jericho do the Broken Skull sessions and go, so was it a war? Oh, Triple H called it a pissant. It was a war. He took the first shot. Who gives a shit, bro? If someone's fucking nagging at you, someone fucking says something unkind to your wife or your sibling or something, and you punch them in the fucking mouth. Does that mean, oh, you took the first shot? Was it unjustified? Was it unwarranted? Come on now.
Yeah, I've talked about this before on this podcast. Around WrestleMania time, I talked about
it's just petty shit is what I'm saying. Like, we could sit here and do the who's right, who's wrong all fucking day.
Nick Khan did an interview. I forget with who. And I brought up this very point. One of the biggest things that AEW did to really irritate WWE was inflate the going rates for a lot of these wrestlers. Remember the report that some people in WWE felt that, what Tony Khan offered Swerve Strickland to re-sign him was more than his value, right? Tony.
Yep. Ain't that true? That is absolutely true. More than his value. I think so. Possibly. If you're Swerve, he's for sure making like solid six figures minimum, plus like whatever else he has going on. Coming right out of NXT though. That's pretty awesome. And now they give people in NXT like six figures. right? Swerve acts like he's getting millions and shit, but I don't know. Maybe his new deal, because didn't he like sign a new deal? So Solomonster might be applying the wrong logic to this as well. Because if he's talking about when Swerve first came in, I don't think Swerve was making like, I don't think he was even making 7 figures. Maybe he is now. It wouldn't shock me if he was making like $1 million per year. Who knows? Like maybe he probably still doesn't even get paid that much now,
Overpaid, and therefore he was raising the going rate for other talents to a point that just wasn't sustainable. I'm sure that annoyed WWE greatly. But with the TNA stuff,
no, because WWE did the same thing, which is what you just said.
like ask yourself why WWE is suddenly working with TNA after all these years. TNA's been around for over 20 years.
Yeah, because TNA went on TV and did like 2 million, and they were like, oh fuck, and it was the same thing. Do you think WWE won't work with AEW? Or won't try and buy it, or wouldn't work with them?
Talk about competing directly with Dynamite.
Like if they TNA'd themselves, like once they no longer became a threat, then they talked about it, And maybe that's the point he goes on to make. I don't know, but it's the same thing with WCW, bro. Like, yeah, when they don't become a threat and then you try and buy them. Like, this is just like a tale as old as time. I don't know why people are acting shocked by this, but it's all good, man. He's just making his content. Shout out Solomonster, I guess, right? Like, he's not being egregious or a filthy fucking potty mouth like me, or he just is like sort of the whole premise of what he's arguing or stating is based off of like faulty fucking information to begin with. So here we go. The Sickos are losing their minds, Neckbeard says. So WWE isn't breaking any laws. We read this. The pussy ass bitches, guys. Like, what a fucking complete and utter loser that guy is. Okay, so AIR Gold says opening quarter with Hangman and MJF pulled one of AEW's biggest numbers in ages. More young women watch Dynamite than young men, suggesting that AEW should start catering to their female audience more. Bro, you don't know what that even fucking means. And they likely do. And in my opinion, the AEW does try and cater more to women, at least in their minds, than they do like the dude bros and the MAGA crowd. So like AR Gold just talks out of his asshole. Meanwhile, Cope got the coveted 9 p.m. slot and tanked the ratings. Tanked them, puts it on Cope. Here's the problem, right? They fumbled the Edge Christian thing. That's on Tony, and the lead-ins don't count. More women watch. No, they were watching Big Bang Theory reruns, little bro. So again, Brandon Thurston's like antitrust cases are of course difficult and expensive, but MLW did the work of defining the relevant market televised. He writes this whole fucking meltdown about WWE and MLW and how they could be just pay for a blue check, asshole. Like, what do you make me gonna fucking, I gotta read 18 tweets? Pay for a blue check. And he posted this though, Monopoly WrestleMania. Where do you get this, chat? Buy me this. I want this game. That's all I could think from Thurston's meltdown. He's just basically like, oh yeah, they'll fucking sue them for 20 million or whatever.